Hey guys, my name is Mannequin and welcome back to Remixing from Scratch. So last video I asked you guys what you wanted me to do by way of this, and I've gotten some responses so far, and it kind of sounds like what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try something else for the drop here. We're going to try to do some vocal chopping and see what that does. But otherwise, right now it's looking like I'm going to try to wrap this up rather quickly. I don't want to leave this hanging because it kind of like defeat the purpose of this remix, because I did say when I started it was going to be start to finish. So we're pretty much going to go through. I'm just going to let's see which one is the synthesizer here. So I'm just going to mute this one here, and then we're going to go through and try some new stuff. So but yeah, I'm going to try to finish it and then I'll start a new track. But if I get more feedback from you guys, and more you guys want me to just ditch this and start a new track, then I might end up doing that. But right now, as it is, it kind of sounds like I should just finish this up quickly and then do a new track. So so that's the plan for now, and I do have something really cool to show you guys. Look in the bottom right corner, and oh, looky, cool. So now we have whenever I hit keys, it'll pop up with whatever keys I hit, so you guys can see what I'm doing by way of shortcuts, which is a great thing because I don't pay attention to some of the shortcuts I do. Like whenever I want to pop up in the mixer, I just hit X, but I completely forget to tell you guys that's what I'm hitting. So this little thing in the corner, that'll help you out, and you can kind of see all the shortcuts I'm doing and stuff like that. I might do a video rather soon here talking about some shortcuts and some general time savers in Logic for like repetitive tasks that you'd normally have to set something up and just it'd be painful to do it. But anyway, that I might do that, and that could be a helpful thing for you guys too. But anyway, that's a cool thing, and I'm glad that I found that. Yeah, so that'll help you guys out. Okay, so what do we have here? First of all, what I'm gonna do is, I know right off the bat from what we've done with our previous, working with the drop, is we have this part that runs, it's like our deep bass, and it only runs for the first half, and then we have this other synth come in. So first thing I want to do is I want to duplicate this and make it double the length. So we'll just put that like that. And then, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually get the vocals and reverse them so that I have more to work with by way of vocal chopping. I am not one of the people that does vocal chopping in the style of setting it up with a synthesizer or EXS. I don't do that. I typically like to manually chop them so I could see what I'm working with, and I'm not just kind of like hitting notes on a keyboard wondering what kind of segmented vocal I'm gonna get. That is a great way to get creativity, but personally, I just don't like working with that. So I'm just gonna duplicate the vocal track here like I just did, and then actually I only need one of these, so I'm going to drop this one in and line it back up. There we go, and extend it out to the full length so I get everything. And then I might be missing some at the beginning, but I don't really care because that's just dead space anyway. So then I'm going to do my wonderful trick here, pull this up, and let's see, functions and reverse. So yeah, I am missing a little bit at the beginning, but that's not a big deal. So, oh, whoops. I forgot to do something here. Something crucial. That was pretty stupid of me. But, okay. So the one problem with what I just did was I did not create a new track. So it actually... Yeah. So it actually flipped the other one too. Note that when you do these audio functions, it actually affects the audio file. So I am going to flip that back and give it a second here. And then I'm actually going to need to save this as a new audio file. So we're back here. So we're back to having it right. So now I need to do convert to new audio file. And actually, I should show you that's not going to pop up right here unless you've used it. This is like your most recent. So what you do is you would go to convert down here and convert to new audio file. And then I'm just going to go, the easiest way to do this is vocal.reverse. And kind of annoying that it does that there, but what the heck, we'll just have to deal with it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna save that as is because I don't think I need to change anything else on there right now. And give it a second to do the overview here. Yeah, by the way, thank you guys so much for your responses to when I asked the question. I wasn't sure how many people are actually going to respond, so I'm just going to reverse this here really quick. But in the end, like the first day I posted the video, I got 3 responses, and I thank you guys so much for your quick responses. That really, it really kind of helped me decide for what I was going to do today by way of videos. Okay, so now we have this reverse. Actually, right there is what I want to use for part of the drop. So normally what I'll do for stuff like this is actually what I'll usually do is I'll pop open the project here, and then I'll just kind of mess around for a little bit, and then I'll actually revert it to the saved one and then go in and do a recording. But this time I actually haven't gone through, partially because I kind of want to experiment and see, let you guys see what happens when I have no idea what I'm doing. And this is one of the great things, because vocal chopping, sometimes I get it like I hit the nail on the head, sometimes it's like terrible. So one of the things I want to grab here is this part. Okay, so now the easiest way I could do this is just grab split by playhead, delete this bit, and then go over, figure out where, and just split it right here also. And the cool thing about this is now I have this extra region here. Ooh, gosh, man, I wish I had a bigger screen. Okay, so let's see if I could get this all to fit. So our drop, let's unsolo this here, and our drop is right here. So we're gonna need to put this over here. So what I'm gonna do is vocal reverse, and then I'm gonna duplicate this here and make this vocal chops. So the reason I'm doing this is because it allows for faster workflow. So now I can drop this in here and put it where I want it. I'm gonna actually move this up to the drop so that it's kind of in the area of the drop and it's easier to work in that area. But I'm gonna keep this here for the sole purpose of being able to do this. Now we have the entire region again, and I can just listen through and chop other things out of it as I need. So now right off the bat, where would I want to stick this is a good question. So I'm going to mute this so I can just listen through and see if I can figure out where to put it. Okay, so let's try dropping it here and just see what happens. Okay, so that actually sounds okay, except for the problem is it kind of comes in abruptly and it sounds weird. So the me part is just kind of annoying. So I have 2 options. One, I could fade this in by just pulling down this area here and just sliding up the fade in. We'll see how this sounds here. Alternatively, what I'm probably gonna actually do is I'm gonna do sidechain compression. So. Oh, that actually sounds good. So I'm going to fade it in all the way because I actually want this fade in sound, but then I'm also going to slap on, let's see. Oh man, I could already tell this is going to be good. Thank you guys. Man, hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go check one thing. Thank you, TwitchX. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you, TwitchX, for your wonderful suggestion here in doing a vocal chop thing for this. That was an awesome idea, and it is turning out so much better than my previous idea. So yeah, thank you. I had to check because I couldn't quite remember your name, but yeah. Thank you so much for that. That was an awesome suggestion. I love to hear you guys' feedback on my stuff. It's so cool to like hear what you guys think and everything like that. So, like I said, I'm going to throw some sidechain compression on this. And I'm going to use the, which one? Vintage FET, I think. Vintage FET. I think that's the right one, yeah. I go by the colors typically for these ones. But yeah, this one's pretty darn fast and tight. And I love it for like when you want to have just something like punch through and like squash something for sidechain compression. So it's instead of doing like a nice pulsating compression sound for sidechain, this one is much better suited for when you want to just like cut out for a split second. So that's what I'm gonna do with this one. The question is, okay, so I have like 3 kicks here. Which ones are mapped to bus 20? They're all mapped to bus 20. What do you do? Okay, so in that case, just drop the bus 20 here, and since I do have the low end going in, I'm gonna need to filter it, set that to high pass, and stick it about there, so that we just get, the punch of the kick, and so it's nice and fast. Now let's line this up here so I could just kind of loop this for a bit. And put it there. Okay, I'm gonna find this white noise and mute it really quick because it's bugging me. That sounds cool as all heck. Okay, so let's see. We want it to go back down to 0 when it's not, you know, when it's not on the kick. Okay, so probably just pull this up a little. And that didn't do anything. Okay, so I need to turn down the ratio. Oh, that's why. Okay, there we go. I had to release a bit too long. Okay, so, and then the other thing I'm going to do here is, I think I'm going to try to just like, let's see how much. Okay, so I have this much room. So I have about that much room that I could fudge this, because I want to kind of get rid of this beginning. There we go, so it's smoother now. Okay, now one of the things I want to do is I'm going to see if I could do this here. It might work, might not work. Please excuse the thumping upstairs. Can't really fix that. So make sure it's on monophonic. Turn on flex time for this track. And then, okay, so it's about there. I'm trying to flex this here to get it so it gets this one. The me is for a certain amount, and then the ah is for a certain amount also. But I'm not quite sure where I need to place it. So let's see here. Because this is like right now, this is actually reminding me of a remix of "Lonely Girl" by Ocean Lab. Someone did a really cool remix where they did vocal chops. Oh goodness! And it was really cool that when I started hearing that. So there we go. That's exactly what I wanted. And the cool thing about vocal chops, you don't really have to worry about distortion when you start using tons of flex time, because like normally that would be way too much flexing and that would be way too compressed. But since we're doing chops, it'll actually work fine. So now one of the other things that you probably noticed is this is way too quiet for it to be a vocal chop in a drop. So I'm going to need to turn up the volume level here. Just, what the heck, I'll just pull it up to 0. So all I did was I held Alt, which, yeah, it's just Alt. Let's see. It's that. Well, that was weird. Okay. It's this symbol here. That. For those of you that have a Mac keyboard. I have a Windows keyboard. Sorry about that. I should just like replace that. So anyway, I just held Alt there and then I clicked that and it went back up to 0. For those of you that didn't know. Okay, so that's almost loud enough here. Let's see. I kind of want it. I don't think it's cutting in enough with the sidechain compression though. So I think I'll just switch it back to the platinum for now. Because that's doing a bit better compression there. That's exactly what I need. Oh man, this is starting to sound good. Thank you so much, TwitchX. That was awesome suggestion there. So like, if you guys like just randomly on any video have a suggestion, dude, throw it out there. It's cool. I really like to hear that stuff because it kind of makes it more like it makes it so it's not just me sitting here producing and kind of talking. It's like an interaction between us. It's the coolest thing ever. I see it a lot on gaming channels, but it'd be awesome to see it for a channel like this too. So thank you guys so much for your input. Now. See, the dilemma I'm having here is I don't want this video to run too long just because this is turning out well, so I don't want to kind of like run this video for like 40 minutes because I could right now. So I think I'll just like I'll add maybe 1 or 2 more chops in for now. So let's see where are we at? 'Cause we're running out of time. Okay, so now I kind of want 2 staccato ones. Like no, one that's kind of staccato and one that's not so staccato. Staccato means short and fast, by the way. So let's see what we have to work with here. I like using the reverses for this, but I am going to actually use some of the regular ones in a second. just because those ones are better for fast stuff because you could just go. Let's see this. Like that one is actually probably like something I can pull out and use really well. So let's just kind of listen to this and see what we have for now. Okay, so something caught my attention here, and that's this one. The right here. Just one. No, now that I think about it, I can't put that there quite yet. But I'm going to chop this out because I can use it later. Okay, okay, so now I'm going to hit, I'm holding, what's the right button? This would be control. So I could get like more precise movement over the playhead and it's not locking. So I'm going to put this right here and then split. No, not convert, darn it. Split by playhead, there we go. And then I'll just drop this down here because it's close. And then my solution for using stuff like this is go up to this vocal thing here, drop it there, and hit that to mute it. So let's see here. Delete. And then, okay. So now we have that region back. So I saved this one for later because I want to use that, but I'm not going to be able to use it quite yet. Okay, I really like this part right here. That one nice smooth spot. Minus the S, obviously. Okay, so let's chop that out just because, and then split by playhead, just pull this one out too. Like right now what I'm just doing is I'm just kind of chopping out spots that I like and I could potentially use later. And I think that's what I'll kind of do for the remainder of this episode because I don't want to run too long. And it'd be best to like organize my stuff so I know what I have for my assets when I start doing it next time. Man, I love this little thingy in the corner that gives you guys your shortcuts. This is so cool. I'm glad I actually searched for something like that. That's awesome. That'll really help. Okay, so okay, not liking that. That sounds really eerie. Let's see. Back here. Let's see. Let's go back to the end. This is technically the beginning, so we might have more variety over here since it's the first verse. Okay, I kind of like this. Kind of like it. Not. Yeah, I don't like the way there's a U in there. I think I'm gonna pull out this the A there, and because that's something I could probably like. Yeah, I should just hold that. Something I could probably use for something that's more staccato. Just kind of like pull it in really fast. So we do that. Yeah. You go over here. Okay. There's another one. And let's see. What else can we pull out? Okay. Okay, So what it sounded like here is I'm kind of running out of stuff to do with the reverse one, so I'm just gonna go switch over to the regular one and see if I can start cutting stuff out of that. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really hearing all that much I could use now at this point. So I clipped out some of the stuff that really stood out, and I might clip out more stuff later as I find that I need it. But let's just kind of listen to the main one, just to kind of, you know, solo it out so we can kind of hear what we might be going for.
Static electricity, your touch moving to the sound. Your lips are all I need.
Okay, so I want the aw there.
All I need.
So now we could do the same thing here, as long as I don't have I don't have flex time enabled on this. So I'm just gonna split by playhead, and then
All I need.
whoops, didn't want to move that. Oh darn it.
All I.
Okay, so split, and
All I need.
that's about the area split. Yank that out there, and then pull these together, and theoretically, if they're in the exact same spot as they were before, I should just have to hit join, and then it merges them back together. So it's kind of like just like cutting something out. Which, oh, by the way, there are some tools for actually slicing things apart much faster, but I don't use them often enough to where I think I should switch the mouse tool to that. In case you're wondering, these are the mouse tools. I kind of briefly mentioned in a comment to someone that you could use these. There's a whole bunch. I typically go for the automation curve and the fade tool. There are some other options, but for me it's more of a pain in the butt to change them than to, you know, switch them to make it convenient for the certain thing I'm doing right now. Like, why would you use a solo tool when there's a solo button? That's kind of my opinion. So anyway, okay, so let's see, what do we have here? Let's just unmute these and kind of listen to what we have by way of vocal chops in our arsenal right now. And if this sounds interesting, forgive me because I'm not trying. Okay, so I think let's actually try this. I have no idea how this is gonna sound. This might work, this might not work. Yeah. Okay, so the one thing about this one is you'll notice that it's a lot louder, so we should actually pull the gain down on this particular piece. This is something you need to do quite a bit with vocal chops, so I'm just going to stick it to -11 and see what happens. That's not quite enough, so stick it to -13. What the heck? There we go, that's about the same, that's about the right level. That actually sounds pretty darn cool. Now, all I have to do, there's a lot of things you could do with vocal chopping, but I'm going to actually end this video here. We'll get back to it later, and this is kind of renewing my interest in this. I really want to do stuff with this now. So thank you guys so much for your feedback, and that really helped me, and actually really encouraged me too to like get back into this and really start trying out new stuff and not giving up. So yeah, thank you guys so much for your support, and thank you for watching. And if you like this video, like it. If you have any suggestions or anything, like I said, I love to see activity in the comments. It's the coolest thing ever to like hear you guys and not just have like a number of plays and actually, you know, hear you guys talking about the stuff, and it's so cool. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.